Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadroo.com. Good morning, Horners. Here's your sip of chaga coffee. We had a lovely slam this morning by the bad guys. The illegal part is not that silver goes down. That is not the illegal part. The illegal part is the concentration of the short position. 4 traders. This is a single trader clicking a button and driving the price of silver from $25.99, $26 down to $25.29. It's a single click of a mouse because these concentrated shorts have such a massive concentration. Well over 90% of all the shorts are held by a handful of banks, all for manipulation. And when they click a mouse and dump thousands of contracts onto the market at the same moment, they're clearly not trying to maximize the value of a buy. They're clearly trying to force the price of silver down, which is completely illegal. These people over at the CFTC that I talked about yesterday, Commissioner Christian Johnson, there's 4 new ones, and they're all women, by the way, 2 Republicans and 2 Democrats. If you thought regulators followed the law, you're wrong. The regulators follow what the political party tells them to do. That's why there's always 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans. And then the commissioner is appointed by the president, either a Democrat or a Republican. What the hell does regulation of laws on exchanges, what does that have to do with the political party? The law is the law. But no, that's not how it works in America. By the way, we're trying to get 100 to 100,000 subscribers. We have 98.9 thousand. Please like and subscribe. Hit the little subscribe button. We'll get 100,000. And then they can kick me off of YouTube. My poor friend Dick Allgaier is having to rebuild. God bless him. God bless him. And the people who did this to him and all my other friends who got kicked off, and the people who forced me to limit my speech to what I know I can get away with. Talking about silver and cryptos pretty much is it right now. That is un-American. That is treason. These people should be tried. Elon Musk, bravo for stirring up the pot. Keep it up. And there's other people who will jump in as well soon enough. All right, but literally, I mean, how could you not see manipulation? So, especially the people who worked with the woman, Kristen Johnson, this new CFTC chairman. Kristen Johnson, I'm talking to you, who worked for JP Morgan, and Caroline Pham, who worked for Citibank, 2 of the largest silver manipulators. I mean, before Bank of America jumped in, Bank of America is just a pawn in this game. But those were the 2 big ones, JP Morgan and Citibank. Now they have 2 directors who refuse to show their face on the CFTC website. Would you ladies like to know what manipulation looks like? Take a look right there. All you have to do your job, go to JP Morgan, go to Citibank, sit on their desk and say, who clicked the mouse? Raise your hand. I want to know who clicked that mouse. And if they both say yes, then they're colluding together. And then go to Virtu Financial. Virtu Financial is a high-frequency trading company. Why is a high-frequency trading company a participant, authorized participant in the SLV? I mean, the authorized participants in SLV, all they do is deal with physical metal. And yet, Virtu Financial is there. Vinny Viola. Crimes against humanity. Unbelievable. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyway, that's what's going on. What are they gunning for right here? The 50-day, 100-day, and 200-day moving averages, they're right around 200-day moving average, right around 2380, right around that. That's what they're gunning for. Will they get it? I think they will. Well, who's going to stop them? We got a Citibank and a JP Morgan CFTC regulator. Are they going to stop them? No. They're going to help them. And Rustam Benham already admitted that he already helps them to tamp down the price. Whatever happened to Elizabeth Warren? Elizabeth Warren, I believe, had to approve of these 2 CFTC commissioners. Elizabeth Warren, what the hell are you thinking? Allowing a JP Morgan employee and a Citibank employee to join the CFTC? Are you really on the side of the people? Or do you have another agenda too, Elizabeth Warren? Of course she does. Two sides of the same coin. All right. Silver will run when it's ready to run. I think they'll get it under those moving averages soon, and then it's buy time if you're looking for nickels and dimes. I remember I got in at silver at like $4.50. At the time, Ted Butler said, hey, there's dimes to the downside and dollars to the upside. What are you going to do? I love that saying. Right now, there's dollars to the downside. We might go down $23, $22. I mean, it gets down under 20. It's, wow, the world is shaking up. Great times to buy, but the upside is unlimited. I talked yesterday about $2,000 silver. Yes, silver and gold should be equal in price if it weren't for the manipulation. Right now, it's 75-1. If you own gold, you're probably the dumbest human on the planet. Why? Because you understand it. You understand the reason to hold gold. But you just stopped learning. It's like somebody put a block in front of you that said, oh, gold is good, but oh my God, look at silver. You're not allowed to look at silver. Silver's so much better than gold as a monetary metal. Why? Because the bankers don't have it. Bankers have all the gold in the world to play with and more. Again, the price of silver is going at least 1-to-1. When it's found out there's millions of tons of gold, not 200,000 tons, silver will just go. I keep saying the sky's the limit. What about $20,000 silver when there's $10,000 gold? We need silver so much more than we need gold. And there's just not enough of it. So, yeah, buy your silver. That's the best investment you can do right now. Second best, I'd say, is theta. Now, people say, Bix, why aren't you talking about theta? I've said everything I need to say. Go to the theta page on the private road. Go check it out. I've got some videos there. Theta is the future of the internet. It's going to do a lot of things in the meantime, but it's the future of the internet. Who's buying theta? Well, it's not the deep state. The deep state's all in the other coins. Keep that in mind. Digital Currency Group is not in theta. Digital Currency Group is the deep state that runs the game for the bad guys. The kids don't know anything about theta. Theta is a technology. And it's a lot of other things. If you like NFTs, everybody's calling me, oh my God, Big, the NFT market exploded. That's what happens in cryptos. It's the next shiny thing. NFTs are extremely valuable for our future. They can do all kinds of things. But the Beanie Baby stuff, no, I'm not a fan. So, there you go. That's my take. Yeah, Theta will catch a bid, I think, on the next announcement. Now, the Theta Labs announces at least 2 to 3 things, sometimes 4 things a month. And like last month, they had 1, 2, 3, 4 announcements. Pretty big announcements. I think, and April has nothing so far. Nothing in 19 days. So I think a big announcement's coming for Theta. What will do to the price? I don't know. Theta's a long-term hold. Theta's going into the thousands. And you're worried about if Theta drops below $3? No, don't worry. Just buy, and hold. If you look at Samsung and Sony and all the big names that are validator nodes, they're not selling. I'm shocked that they aren't adding to what they don't need to add. They have control. They have huge amounts. They don't have control. They have control of the validator node. And all the Guardian nodes are there to check the validator nodes. So it's delegated proof of stake. And I mean, it's genius. Proof of stake has a problem in that you can concentrate a few people. It's like EOS. How many, I forgot what they call them, validators. I don't know if they call them validators. I don't even remember. But it was all deep state. The pedo gang was in there. I'm like, I'm staying away from that. Thank God I did. Theta is a different kind of proof of stake. It's got your proof of stake and then an army of Guardian nodes making sure they do their job and don't collude and don't mess with the beautiful Theta blockchain. It's fast. It's cheap. Get it. Get it. So Theta Fuel, T-Drop, all great investments. That's my number 2. Really interesting. This is another temporal marker for Cliff High's work. U.S. imposes ban on anti-satellite weapons to test to highlight Russian malfeasance in space. First of all, this is all terrestrial bullshit. This is fed to you through the news. The reality is we have spacecraft up there. I've seen them with the night vision goggles I have. We have squadrons up there. I've seen them. And if you say, Bix, you're crazy, then if they weren't U.S. based, then they're aliens. So pick your craziness. I've seen them with my own eyes. Squadrons flying at high altitude in the middle of the night. One night, Toby and I were outside. We saw dozens of squadrons. I mean, it's not just, oh, yeah, we have this great, UFO and a triangle craft that we're playing around with. No, these are dozens of planes within dozens of squadrons. They're not planes, spaceships, all different kinds. The one I saw most of was like the triangle craft. You've seen those on the History Channel. So you tell me, is it us or is it them or is it both? I think it's both. But clearly the United States of America is not worried about this too much. At the same time, we have to live in the world that they feed us on the TV. And yes, Cliff High's data had exactly this, that a couple satellites will blow up and then it just starts a ping pong effect. And space junk is all around the planet. Elon Musk wants to put 44 or 46,000 low Earth orbit satellites to run his SpaceX, or to run his, what's it called? I forgot the name of it. I have a satellite on my roof. It hasn't activated because it's not active in my area. Shit, what's the name of it? You guys know him. His internet company. Yeah, you shoot one of those satellites, and in the same orbit, all 44,000 are going to go poof, and then you have massive space junk around the world. So this is the Cliff High hit. Another Cliff High hit is lack of food. Corn exceeds $8 a bushel for first time in decades on shortage fears. These fears are more than shortage. You need, I am right now working on my garden. I got 12 planter boxes. It's a lot of work. You need to grow your own food. I hate to tell you. And you could do that even in a little apartment if you have a window. Put a planter box on the windowsill. Definitely get sprouts. Sprouts are the easiest way to grow your own food. Just get the seeds, put a little water in, keep them in the dark for a couple days, and poof, you have sprouts. Extremely nutritious. So yeah, get your sprout thing going. If you don't have a yard, if you have a yard, definitely get your planter boxes going or dig in the ground and figure out how to farm. It's your source for fresh vegetables, and it's so important. Along with your dried food and all that for the end of the world type of stuff. Anyway, and have I told you how much money they've been printing? Still at 1.5 trillion daily. Every day there's a bank bailout for 1.5 trillion in the reverse repo market. How do they get away with this? The same way they get away with everything. They just don't tell you about it. It's on a need-to-know basis. And a huge road to Ruta hit right here. Chinese lockdown expands, raising more questions about Beijing's motives for shutting down. I've been screaming it. It's a plan. Putin got together with Xi, and they said, okay, Trump said, I'll be the bad guy first. And then Putin, you're the bad guy second, and Xi's the bad guy third. Well, clearly right now it's Russia's, the war of Russia, they're fighting the bad guys. Come on. They're fighting the bad guys in Ukraine. Ukraine is a hotbed. It is like the capital of the deep state. So that's what's happening there, in my opinion. And then the lockdowns expand. What's that all about? China's at war with the world as far as exports. They're going to cut us off. They soak up all our manufacturing and then they cut off the world. What a brilliant plan. China's cut off, the U.S. basically cut their own supply link of fertilizer coming from Russia and natural gas for the EU. The EU is going to you can't go without natural gas. First for power production, gas turbines, and obviously to heat all of Europe and to warm up your strudel, warm up your croissant. You're not going to have any natural gas. Good night. That's a big deal. Yes, war will start at some point, most likely. Because once Europe gets cut off of natural gas, what the hell are they going to do? Anyway, Chinese are expanding the lockdowns, blaming COVID. Oh, by the way, yesterday, Amy and I were on a plane coming back from Tucson, and mid-flight, the captain announces that the Supreme Court struck down the mask mandate on, what was it, the Supreme Court? One of the courts. So there's no more requirement to wear masks on a plane. Everybody cheered and pulled off their masks mid-flight. It was awesome. Freedom reigned on a Southwest airline flight. It was great. It was a great time. Anyway, so yeah, China's saying they have to lock everything down. No shipments going out. Good luck, United States of America, that imports everything from China. This is a war. They're doing this on purpose. This is a war that's going on. So just be prepared for that. Hunker down. Get your silver. Get your theta, and hunker down for a while. Get your garden going. If you can't do a garden, learn how to grow sprouts. They're really easy to grow. Even I can grow them, and that's saying a lot. So go check that out. Again, at least right now, we're still giving away the Road to Ruta Lives coin. When silver goes past $30, we're probably going to stop it. So it is the coolest coin ever made. Check it out, the Ruta Lives coin. We're giving away with every 1-year subscription or renewal. And yeah, they're being painted right now. Just the heart is painted, and they look so cool. Double stamp, each one individually numbered. Check it out. This is Bix Weir. Don't forget, like and subscribe right now. Like, subscribe. Thank you. Bix Weir, I'll talk to you later.